There are many ways of doing business today.
Hello?
Call centers, mobile apps.
Right away.
But when it comes to what really matters, our way is pretty simple. To be there when you need us most. That's the quality of your independent agent and the company that stands behind them.
Or Insurance in Dublin is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Real Talk here on TV 35. I'm your host, Pat Brock, and we are here inside of Lighthouse Church of God, and they have a wonderful ministry here. They are sewing for souls, and we've got Miss Connie Gail, who is the president of their LOL Women's Ministry. How are you, Miss Gail?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing very well. You know, when you talk about ministry, when you talk about the work that churches and people in our community do to help others, the volunteerism, the philanthropic things that people do, you don't always see behind the scenes. And of course, this church is doing some great things, and we've got a great bunch of people here that's going to share with you about all the things that they do. Miss Connie.
Yes.
Today is a great day. You ladies and gentlemen have been working so hard.
Yes, we have.
Tell us about what's going on today and how long you all have been doing this.
We're sewing purses and dresses, reusable sanitary pads, shorts with elastic in them for the little boys. And we send these to third world countries like Haiti and India, and we're sending some other items to Nicaragua. And we sew these we get together about once a month and sew.
You all have been working so hard. I think I've been here for the last hour or so, and you all have been busy bees.
Yes, we are.
And so when we talk about ministry and the work that you all do, tell us what all goes into everything that you all do.
Well, first of all, we have to draw our patterns out. They have to be cut. And then we take them to the ironing board. It has to be ironed. We have ladies that do the ironing for us, and they press things for us. Then we bring them to the table here, and the ladies sew them. Sometimes once they sew, they have to go back to the ironing board. It just depends on what we're sewing.
And you all have been doing this for how many years?
This is our third year.
Your third year. Now, you know, you and I kind of talked over lunch about this, you know, just the excitement you get to doing this kind of work. What satisfaction does it give for you to be able to do this, to be able to help the others in manner that you do?
I feel like it's using my gifts that God gave me. I learned how to sew when I was probably about 10 on a sewing machine. And I always had a desire in my heart to sew for somebody that was in need. And so this is my opportunity, and I just feel like that I'm living out what God has in store for me.
Amen. And you got so many great patterns and fabric. Where do you get the fabric? Do you have a lot of donations that come in, or do you have different members here that purchase the fabric for you?
Well, we have had some donations in the past, and we're still working with some of those. This that I currently have in front of me is some that I use coupons and sales and try to stretch our our little pennies to buy what we need. I go to Joann's whenever they have sales and coupons and buy stuff. We have donations to the ladies' ministry for these things. Sometimes we just take our ladies' funds, like we sold some discount cards, and that was all for mission work. So we're using that money currently to buy what we need.
Very good. Now, you've already made and put together so many already. Is that right?
Yes.
Now, what have you already packaged up? Now, let's kind of see what we've got here.
We've already packaged up 100 purses that have 3 pads per purse. It has 3 pair of panties. This is the purse that we put them in.
What is that? Show that to them. Just kind of turn it up. Okay, very nice.
This is one of the purses. We packed 3 of these, 3 pairs of panties, a washcloth, and a bar soap.
And when you think about something like that, which for us here in Dublin, Lawrence County, in the United States, this is something that's so common, something that, you know, we always have or easy access to.
Right.
And so other countries don't have that. They're not as fortunate as we are. And so when you've packed 100 already ready to go.
Yes.
And so what is the next process for this?
Then we have a group that goes to Haiti every June. This is who we're donating this first set to. We have 50 pairs of shorts with elastic in the waist, 50 pillowcase dresses where they just tie on the shoulders with ribbon, and then we have 100 of the purses that are packed and ready to go with these items, and they're ready to go.
And you know, a lot of churches and a lot of people think about how they can give back. What made you decide this is what we want to do for our church ministry? Because we know you love to sew, we know you love to do for others, and so here you go.
Well, I feel like that God gave me, He has granted me the desires of my heart, my passion for nursing. I got to do that for 30 years.
Right.
And in my heart, the whole time, I had the idea to do this and wanted to do. I had a desire, and so He allowed me to retire at age 50.
Nice.
And then He gave me this. He dropped this in my spirit, and I started researching and came up with these items. And
This is such a blessing. It's such a blessing. And you know, as you can see behind us, you've got various church members that are working. How many people do you have in your group that actually sews and takes part in this type ministry?
I'll have anywhere from a dozen to probably 18 at times that
And
participate.
working diligently?
Yes, yes. I have ladies that actually take some of the items home and sew them and bring them back.
Wow. And so you've been doing this, you've been sewing since you were how old?
On a machine since about 10.
Oh, my Lord. You know I told you my nightmare about sewing, right?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Well, we are so proud of you all and the work that you all are doing, all the work that goes into being a blessing to others. So we're going to meet some of the people that are here, and let's
Okay.
kind of share,
Great.
let them share more about the ministry that you do here and the things that you do and how much you give back.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Connie, for how much you do and how you love doing what you do.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Miss Connie Gail. She's the president of the LOL Women's Ministry here at Lighthouse Church of God. Thanks, Connie.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now you're going to meet the team here that's been working so diligently behind the scenes for this great project. We've got the Hood family with us. Hi, guys.
Good morning.
How are you?
Great.
Now, listen, you are, you know, us three, we've been cutting up.
Yeah.
Now it's time to be serious. Can you handle that?
No.
I didn't think you could. Listen, share with the people out there in Dublin, Lawrence County, something about you so they'll know who we're talking to here.
I'm Robbie Hood. This is Billy, my husband. We've been married 51 years.
To the same person,
Amen.
and you made it.
I'd have married him when I was 1 if I could have.
Lord have mercy. She would have gone to jail for you.
No comment.
You two been together for so long, and just seeing the work that you all do, how you're working together with this project, what kind of satisfaction do you get from being able to do this type of work?
I work behind the scenes as much as possible because I'm just not an upfront person. And whatever needs to be done, that's what I do, cooking or cutting out stuff. I don't sew, so I'm not doing that. But anything else I'm willing to do.
Very good. And, you know, and it takes everybody to work together to make sure this project works. And so for you, young lady, now talk to us about what you do and how this has been for you to be able to give back the way that you do.
I enjoy doing this because my heart is missions, and this is a missions project. And anything to do that involves missions, I enjoy and get pleasure from.
And you've been teaching Sunday school since I was a wee one.
Yes, since 1980.
And so here it is, the work that you all are doing. You all also part of the Neon Project, that ministry. Share with them about what that is.
The Neon Ministry is for the senior citizens of the church, and we meet once a month, and we also do missions projects each year, and it's just very rewarding. And these ladies and gentlemen have pitched in and have done so much.
And you know, we were talking about the homeless in Savannah.
Yes.
What project is that?
We partner with Georgette Jackson down there, and she goes one Saturday a month, and we're gathering things. We're gathering tarps and ropes and heavy blankets and some personal items, and they will be in real nice bags, and they'll get distributed to the different camps.
And you know, and I think that, you know, all behind the scenes work that you do and how much you work to make sure that others have a better life. You've been doing this for so long. And so tell us about, have you met some of the people that you've taken things down to, and how has that been for you?
We actually went to 3 of the homeless camps with Georgette and got to meet the people. And I'm not an emotional person, but I cried the whole time. It was really sad, but they're the sweetest people, the nicest people, and they shared their homes with us. And it was heartbreaking, but so rewarding. We take so much for granted.
Yeah. And when you think about it, those things that we take for granted, the basic necessities in life that we have, right. We don't take a thought to where we're going to sleep at night, right. because we've got a warm bed. Right. And so this kind of ministry, not only does it touch the people that you are blessing, but it kind of changes you too, right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It's something that you don't think about until you do it, and then it means something.
Yeah, and it kind of makes you really thankful for what you have.
And now when we travel, I look under every bridge, every overpass to see if there's homeless underneath there.
And a story about me is we were stationed in Virginia, and we lived in a nice house on the military installation, and there were 2 homeless gentlemen, Tim and Dan, that lived under a bridge. And I would always, check on them, and if they needed something, I'd go get it for them. And I sat down with them under the bridge one time, and they just kind of told me what their story was and how they got to where they are. And so it's like these were military soldiers who got sick or got ill, and then their lives were changed forever. And so we thank you so much, because you all are a dynamic duo. Thank you for the work that you all have been doing for so many years, how you've sown to so many people, how you've touched their hearts, you've touched their lives behind the scenes, whether it's barbecue, feeding their tummies.
I do a lot of the cooking.
Yeah, you do. And so for all of that, we thank you.
Thank you.
Because it takes everyone to work together to change the world.
It takes a village.
Takes a village, and you two are part of the village.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Chester.
You're welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bobby and Robbie.
Billy and Robbie.
Billy. I've given you 3 names, but I know Chester's your nickname.
Yeah, it is.
Billy and Robbie Hood. Thank you both so much. Thank you.
With Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance, I can get auto, home, life, even banking all in one place. Pretty convenient if you ask me.
Always the home team, Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance. Visit us online at gfbinsurance.com.
All right, we've got Pastor Scottie Herndon and his beautiful wife Kylie with us. How are you two?
Doing well. Blessed.
You are definitely blessed. When we're talking about your ministry in this church and how amazing it is and the work that you do, Pastor, share with us. Because we're meeting your members, we're talking about the missionary work that you all do, and it's just an outpouring of love. Where does that all come from?
It comes from having a heart filled with the Spirit of God, having Jesus on the inside, having His heart, and so that is translated out to helping the public, just like Jesus did. In Acts 10:38, it says how God anointed Jesus of Nazareth with the Holy Ghost, who went about doing good, healing all that were oppressed by the devil. So our church is reaching out to the community, reaching out to the world, and trying to do some good things.
That's right, and you're doing some great things. All right, now, Kylie, you've been working over here. Lord, you've been the busiest little bee ever in your corner. You'll raise up every now and again to take a little deep breath, and then you're back on the sewing machine. And so tell us about what ministry means to you and having the giftings that you all have in this church and to be able to do what you all do.
Well, ministry to me is such a joy because it is better to give than to receive, and you get fulfillment with knowing that you're pouring into other people and you're helping those that are less fortunate with you. Right. And it's just such a joy to be able to work with all these ladies and the men as well. Right. But it goes to show, like, I didn't even know how to sew.
Well, you just delivered a baby. You've been sewing for 9 months, so
I did.
You
Yes, I have not known. The first time we got here, we've been here a year, and the first time I got here, I didn't even know how to do that. But Sister Connie took some time up with me one day at my house, and I learned how to sew. And the first time I was cutting, and then the next sew day I was able to sew a straight stitch.
So you have graduated a bit, not just a songstress, but you're now sewing. And and you talk about the sewing that you're doing, and we talk and the growing of your ministry too. I mean, we look around this church; it's a lovely sanctuary, and now you're even adding on more.
Yes, yes. Well, we've had to. We are outgrowing our facility. We need more classroom space, and so the Lord is allowing us to build on and to reach more people, to do more good.
To do more good.
Yeah, to do more good.
And that's such a blessing.
Yeah, and I was just going to add, we believe that by serving other people that God's going to provide for that building out there. And we know that by us serving others that he will make a way for that building to be finished and be finished soon. And we're so excited for all of the ministry that's going to come out of that building as well. So,
and you all are being faithful over a little. You're being faithful over what you have, who you have, and He's adding on to that. He knows that He can trust you.
Yes.
He knows that He can trust you in ministry. So therefore, I speak it as well, that God is blessing and He's multiplying here in this church. And we're thankful for you guys as a community because just the work that you all are doing and the behind the scenes stuff. I mean, we're talking about behind the scenes because they're sowing for souls. So this is ministry at its finest. This is that missionary work. This is that evangelical work that the Bible speaks of. And your church is actually doing it hands-on.
Yes. I mean, Ephesians 6:8 says that whatever good we do, the Lord will reward us for that. And so we do it because we have His heart, and we know that God is faithful to us and helping us do and everything that the Bible says. So.
Amen. That's right.
And we try to use our talents. Our Sowing for Souls scripture is 1 Peter 4:10, that each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. So we try to use the talents that He's given us to glorify Him. Amen. So we are very excited about what we're doing and the lives that are going to be changed by the ministry that comes out of the church.
You're absolutely right. And so people that come to your ministry, the Bible tells us that our gifts make room for us. And so this is the perfect opportunity for those gifts, for there to be room for those. And of course, what else is next for you all?
Oh, goodness.
Easter's coming around the bend.
Easter, yes. We actually have a huge day planned on March 24th. We're going to start here as a way of families coming together in the community, and we're going to show the movie Ben-Hur here at the church. It's free admission. We're going to serve hot dogs and popcorn and have some slides and volleyball games. It starts at 6:30. We're having a glow-in-the-dark Easter egg hunt for all the kids. Lord, yes. And so we are super excited about that. We would love for the community to come. East Dublin, y'all just come and enjoy a day with your family. Bring your lawn chairs, your blankets, and we're just going to love on you. And we're excited about that too. So come join us.
Very good, very good. Well, there's an outpouring of love here at this church. Yes, and just sitting here talking to you all, we've been hanging out, ladies and gentlemen, and it's been a hoot. I haven't stitched one thing.
We have enjoyed you being here.
But it's just been nice to be in the company of some great kingdom-minded people here, and as we share about the love you have for Christ and the love you have for other people is evident in all that you all do.
Amen. Yeah, I mean, you can't help but to share and shine the light of Jesus.
Thank you so much. That's right. Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Pastor Scottie Herndon and his lovely, lovely wife, songstress and vice president of LOL Ministries, Kylie. Thank you, darling.
Thank you.
All right, we've got the lovely Miss Gail Paget with us. She's got her own little corner over here. How are you, Miss Gail?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing well. When we're talking about all the different areas and the stations and the things that people are doing behind the scenes, you just told me, look, I don't sew.
No, I don't.
But you do so many significant things here, and you love ministry and you love prayer. Share with the people a little bit about you and the things that you love to do.
Okay. I love coming here to start with because it's such an involved church. It's a missions church. I have a family of a daughter and a son. I have 5 grandkids and my husband. And we just, we love the Lord. And our heart is doing the Lord's missions work. So.
Very nice. And so here it is. You've been a member of this church for how long?
Well, I was saved in 1976, and I came here until about 2005 and left for just a few years and then came back in 2014 and been here ever since.
Very nice. And so share with us about the Sowing for Souls. Tell us about what your job has been here.
Okay, this is mostly to organize these pocketbooks that will be packed with these sanitary pads that are washable. And what we do is we put 3 pads to a pocketbook.
Okay.
And then we take a washcloth with a bar of soap.
Okay.
And we just put this in here for the young girls. And then we take 3 pair of panties and we just pack it like this, and it's ready to go.
Oh my gosh.
Ready to go.
And you have already, if you look at this here, you've already packed and stuffed how many?
That's 100 for
100
Haiti.
for Haiti.
Yes, ma'am.
And so the work that you do here, you iron. I mean, of course, they can't cut the patterns unless you've ironed them to make sure that they're nice and crisp.
Yeah, we do the ironing because it has to be a certain way that it's ironed out in order for them to do the sewing, you know, in the right way.
This is sometimes can be a tedious work that you do, but you sit over here, you don't complain, you love doing it.
Oh, I do. I do.
What feeling do you have to be able to give back the way that you do?
I think it's love, you know, and your heart is compassionate toward people that don't have the things you have, and it makes a big difference to be able to give back.
You're operating out of love.
Yes, ma'am.
And you know, sometimes people, you know, the ones who are out front, you always see them. You always hear them.
Yes.
But there's people like you, the strong, the foundational people that are constantly praying for people, for the ministry. You do everything that you can to be able to support people, not just in the ministry, but throughout this world. And you do it because you love people.
I think about the scripture where Jesus said, you know, you fed me. When I was hungry, you visited me. In prison, you clothed me, you know, when I was naked. You did it to the least of these, my brethren, you did it unto me.
Amen.
And I think this is what this ministry is about.
It is, and it shows. It shows the love is outpouring. You see that outpouring of the love that you have for the Lord and that you have for people.
And I think that's why we work here as a body so well, because we're all united.
That's right.
With the heart of Christ, for that love for these people.
One people.
Yes, ma'am.
For one purpose.
Exactly.
With one God.
One God, one Holy Spirit, and one Lord.
Well, it's been a pleasure meeting you.
It's been a pleasure meeting you too. We appreciate you taking your time out to come here and visit with us.
It's been wonderful. But you know I hate ironing, right, Miss Gail?
I know. And so I will pray
you
that your dryer will quit.
That's right, that my dryer, Lord, don't let my dryer quit on me. But thank you so much. Thank you for everything that you do, the way you love people, and how it shows.
All right, thank you. God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Miss Gail Pageant.
Badcock Home Furniture and More is your home store, where you'll find great savings on new living room sets, sofas, love seats, recliners, and more. Badcock Home Furniture and More has great savings every day on bedding and bedroom sets. Shop Badcock Home Furniture and More for a great selection of dining room sets, and save every day on electronics and appliances at Badcock Home Furniture and More, 1927 Highway 441 South in Dublin. Call 275-3144 for more information, or stop by and see Wendy and Tim Sumner or any of their friendly staff today at Badcock and More Home Furniture Store, where no credit is ever refused.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a mother-daughter team. We've got Amy and Elena Ward with us. Hi, girls.
Hello.
In unison, I love that. I love that. You know, you two have been working here. This has been the little gopher, just running around doing all kinds of things. Tell us about you, your family, and just being able to do this type ministry, and how that makes you feel.
I'm a mother of 2 children. Noah Ward is my son, and Elena Ward here. I'm a nurse at the local hospital, and I'm married, and I love sewing. I don't get to do it a lot, so when we started working on these projects, it's, you know, I'm glad that we're able to bless other people, but it's therapy for me. Yeah. I love to do it. It's so relaxing, and just feeling like, you know, sometimes you feel like you can't do a lot for the Lord, but you can take the gifts that He gives you and you can use them to be a blessing to somebody else. I may never meet them on this side,
but just knowing that, you know, you're able to bless somebody is great.
And even as a nurse, I mean, you do so much to help people, and it's like those connections that you make and the job satisfaction that you get, you know, and to be able to help families.
Right. That's what I've always felt like I wanted to do my whole life is, you know, help other people and do for other people, and it's a blessing to be able to.
That's right. All right, your little mini-me here. Hi, how are you?
Good.
Share with the people some things about you so they can get to know you better.
My name's Elena Ward. I go to East Lawrence Elementary, and I'm in 3rd grade.
In 3rd grade. And so how long have you been doing mission work?
3 years.
3 years. What's it like for you to be out here and doing the work that you're doing to help others? How does it feel?
I love helping others, and I want other people to have a good life like we have a good life.
Mm-hmm. And when you're not doing all this church ministry stuff, what do you like to do for fun?
Play games.
What kind of games? Have you ever heard of hopscotch? You have? It's kind of ancient, isn't it? The kids still play hopscotch? Really? Nice. But you're talking about video games, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Very good, baby. And so listen, Amy, you know, we've been getting the opportunity to talk with so many people about what they do and how long they've been doing it, the satisfaction you're talking about from, you know, doing this line of work. Right. When did you start sewing?
It's been about 15 years. I asked my husband for a sewing machine for Christmas, and he bought me this one.
And it's monogrammed.
Yeah, yes. And I really just kind of taught myself. I watched YouTube videos and Googled things, and then when I met Sister Connie, she kind of helped me hone my skills in. So I love it. I love doing it. Yes.
Connie's been like the church home ec teacher.
Yes, she is.
I mean, like she has been, you know, helping resurrect these gifts that you all have. And so now, do you sew, or do you even have an interest in sewing?
I do, but I just don't have my own sewing machine.
Well, you know what you got to do, right? Mama? Get her a sewing machine. Get your little one of those small ones, you know, to just kind of first start out. I bought my son a sewing machine. I don't think he's doing anything with it, but, you know, get your little sewing machine just to kind of start off, right? Make me a few scarves, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll get the pattern and the fabric for you. And so, you know, you've got her here. She's been very diligent in running and doing things that you all need for a mother to have your baby girl out here and for her to experience the things that she's experiencing. What are your thoughts about that?
It blesses me because she, you know, when she finds out we're having a sew day, and she gives up a lot on these days, you know, birthday parties and trips with friends, and she'll say, you know, we got a sew day at church and I need to be there, and it blesses me, and I hope that, you know, she'll go on and continue. I've been going to this church for 30 years, you know, and was a child myself, and I hope that one day she's able to look back and say, hey, you know, I've always known the importance of working. And blessing other people.
That's right. This is teaching you a really good work ethic and just a desire to be able to give back to others, right? Is that how you're feeling?
Yes, ma'am.
You know, I asked you earlier, I was like, hey, are you all right? Are you sleepy? What'd you tell me?
Nope.
I said, well, I'm sleepy. You know, you've been here, you spend 6 hours or more here with these ladies, with your mama, and you're not complaining. You're doing whatever you have to do. And you know who's pleased with that?
Jesus.
He is so pleased. And he sees everything you're doing. That's why you're blessed. You know that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, anything else you want to make sure you share with the people of Dublin Lawrence County about the work that you do, the satisfaction you get from it, this fantastic church that you're a part of, and it's a missions-focused church.
Yes.
What else do you want to say?
It's not just missions, you know, to India and Haiti and Nicaragua. We do local things too. Elena's part of the girls club here, and they help Sister Teresa Adkins with the bags of sunshine, and that's these bags that they get, and they fill with items that people that are newly diagnosed with cancer at the cancer center can use and benefit from. And then the girls club, they decorate the outside of them. Sometimes it's their handprint made to look like a flower with a little scripture on it. Just something to bless those people and encourage them and let them know you're not alone in this, because we're praying for you. That's right. And we're thinking about you, and we want you to be blessed.
Very good. Now, these bags of sunshine, how does it feel for you to be able to decorate them and get them ready for the patients?
I feel like it would bless them, and they'll be happy, and they'll just fight through the cancer.
There you go. To always fight. Very good. Thank you so much for all that you do. Okay, Elena?
Thank you.
Thank you. And Amy, we appreciate you. We're proud of your kids. Of course, Noah,
Yes.
who's doing great things. And just thank you for how you dedicate yourself and you commit yourself for Christ. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is this little sweet pea right here. Tell them who you are.
Elena Ward.
Elena Ward and her mama, Amy. Yes. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
This has really been a wonderful day just to meet so many loving people here at Lighthouse Church of God. And, of course, we've got the Edge family that's rounding out this table right here. How are you, ladies?
Doing great.
Now, listen, I mean, we've been sharing, and it's been a pretty special day.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about what you do, who you are, and why you do what you do.
I'm Linda Edge. Been going to Lighthouse Church for about 9 years. Sunday school teacher for the ages of 6 to 12. If you want a blessing, get in a Sunday school class for kids.
I'll need a
They
blessing.
will bless you. Yes, yes, they will. And we've been doing so many ministries here. It just blesses you so much to bless others. You know, if we're just willing vessels, God will use you.
That's right. And so here for you, now you've been a seamstress for how long?
Since 8th grade. Back when they let you have skills and taught you things of that sort in school.
Oh, my Lord. You're a project of the home ec class.
Home ec class, that's right.
And so here it is, many years later, you're doing such a great ministry. You're doing something that you love.
Yes.
How does it make you feel when you just kind of just think about or put it in perspective of the people's lives that you're touching?
Right. It goes so broad spectrum. I mean, you're blessing everyone from the lady at the counter that's selling you that fabric. She says, "What you doing?"
Yeah.
And I get to tell her, you know. Yes, from to all the ladies and people that are here that are working on this project. And then it goes out into the ministry, and it just so many people that it blesses, and just want to be used by God.
That's right. And being a witness.
That's right.
Being a
That's
witness.
right.
All right, Granny Betty, you've got your magic scissors here. Let me hold those here. You share with us about you and tell us about you working in ministry the way you do and how long you've been doing that.
Okay. Ever since we started sewing at the church, I've been a part of it. And I enjoy working for the Lord and sewing for all these little kids that don't have anything. And it's just a blessing.
And you know, Granny Betty, you and I were talking, you've been sewing for a long time too. Now, when did you start sewing?
Oh, gosh. I went to work at Shamrock when I was probably 18 years old, and I'm 74 now. So I worked at the pants factory for about 27 years. And then I retired from Rockwell with 27 years. So I sewed a long time.
A lot of great seamstresses come out of there. You know, my sister Martha Nell was such a great seamstress coming out of Shamrock, you know, and so when I was taking my home ec classes, I would go to her house and she would teach me how to do certain things. And so you've been doing this for so long, and now here you are, the ministry that you're doing, the lives that you're touching, and not just sewing, this right here.
Yes.
Can you all see that right there? Share with them about what this is and what that's for.
We have a prayer shawl ministry. We have so many ladies in the church that they crochet by hand prayer shawls, and you might catch them all around town. They, you know, as they travel, sit in the doctor's office, they may be crocheting. Go on vacation, they can't hardly stand it. They got to have that crochet needle in their hand. There's crocheting for the Lord, and we distribute these out. We have people to call and ask, we need a prayer shawl. You know, someone's in the hospital. We have cancer patients, even babies in the NICU, premature babies. We're not able to put them in the cribs with them, but we can lay it over. And all of these shawls, they are anointed with oil. They are prayed over, each and every one. And we have little
The little beanies? You make
Beanies,
little
yes,
beanies?
for the premature babies that we've distributed those, and to the local hospitals in Augusta and Macon. And the blessings just go further out and further out.
This labor of love here, how blessed the works of our hands are to be able to do this. Now, Granny Betty, did you ever think when you were that little 17-year-old working at the pant factory, think that you'd be in your late stages just doing what you're doing still?
No, I didn't, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Wow. And this right here is a testament to the gifts and the longevity of the giftings that we have and how we're able to use that to the glory of God.
That's right.
And you all are evident. You're showing that.
Yes.
You're showing it, and thank you.
God bless you.
This has been such a great day, ladies and gentlemen, to be able to meet the people here at Lighthouse Church of God, to see the missionary work that they do, to come behind the scenes, to see how they're doing it, the love that goes behind it and into what they're doing. And so, I mean, this will maybe and hopefully spark other churches who are considering doing missionary work and things that they can do in utilizing their gifts, or some ideas for you to do as well. So we thank you all so much. Thank you for how you're giving back the way you're doing. Thank you to the community for all the things that you all do to bless the lives of others. Lighthouse women and men, we're finished, right? We did it, right? So thank you again for all that you do. Thank you to Pastor Scottie and his beautiful wife, Kylie, for all the work that they do as they lead their flock here at Lighthouse Church of God. All right, keep doing great things. Keep spreading God's love and keep on sowing.
Yes.
All right. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time we have for Real Talk on TV 35, and please keep watching.